Hey folks, welcome back to our channel. My name is Nigel and this is Offgrid Van Life, where we look at van conversions, lithium iron phosphate batteries, off-grid power solutions. Basically, we want to help you to build out an epic van, get on the road, find adventure, and to have an amazing electrical system while you're doing that, so that you can run your coffee machine or your TV or your PlayStation, whatever it is that you want to do while you are adventuring. So in this video, we're going to be looking at this Sprinter here. So this is my sister's Sprinter, Nix. You may have seen her a few times on the channel in various videos. This is her Sprinter, her converted Sprinter camper van, and we're going to be installing a diesel heater in this over the next couple of days. So we're going to take you along in that process. And I know that there are a ton of videos on YouTube with regards to diesel heaters, how do you install them, sort of step-by-step guides and stuff like that. But we're going to take you through the process and show you how we're going to do it in the Sprinter. So hopefully you'll get something out of it. Let's go. Okay, so this is what we get in the box. So we have the 5 kilowatt diesel heater. This is just the Chinese diesel heaters that are so popular now on Amazon and YouTube. They do a great job, so we're going to be putting this in today. We've got the ducting for the hot air that goes into the actual van. Instructions, these are hilarious to read through because there are so many spelling mistakes, and yeah, it's pretty hit or miss, these instructions. We have the exhaust, which will be fitted to the bottom of the van. Important to note with this exhaust is that there's this little thing here which should go down, so this should be mounted like that, so that this little outlet here is facing down, because that's intended to allow moisture to escape from the exhaust, so you don't have it sitting in there. Just cowling for the hot air duct, wiring loom, various things, cable ties, and then we have the display panel for instructions, Jubilee clips, screws, all the different bolts and nuts and things that you need, more Jubilee clips, mounting brackets, fuel pump, which is directional, and it should also be put at an angle. I believe it's a 30-degree or a 45-degree angle. I'll confirm that later in the video. We'll double check. And then this is the air intake, so for cool air, with a bit of a filter system that goes on the bottom of the van as well. And then the fuel pipe, so this is the clear fuel pipe, which is better. Some of them come with a green one, which is no good. Okay, so this is where we've got to so far. So we ordered this plate here separate, so this doesn't come with the heater. They call this a turret just because it's a bit easier to install, offers a bit of a protection for the insulation and the heating and stuff like that. So that's bolted down, and then we've connected up all of the stuff, so the air intake, the exhaust, and the fuel line. It's all easier to connect up. It's really fiddly working in here and getting these things on here and stuff like that, especially it's quite cold here in the workshop where I'm working today. But yeah, I got that all done, and now we can go and drill a hole through the floor of the van. So let's go. Okay, so this is the cupboard where I am putting the diesel heater. So I've measured it all out. You can't really see the markings there, but one thing I would recommend is to drill a pilot hole like that. So as you can see there, when I go, I'll show you out in the bottom in a second, but the advantage of drilling a pilot hole is that you can shift that around slightly, especially if you're going to use a big circular cutting saw to cut your main hole. You can move that pilot hole around within the cutting saw. It gives you a bit of flexibility to make sure you get it right first time around. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that, where it is in the cupboard both, and also where it's coming out at the bottom, which I'll show you now. And so there's where my pilot hole is coming out there between these main structural pillars here at the bottom. So pretty much smack bang in the middle there, which is exactly where I wanted. One of the things that I would recommend on these heaters is this is the cable that goes to the pump, and I'm mounting the pump on the outside of the vehicle underneath, just so that we don't have the noise of it inside here. But this wiring loom, the plug for the pump is on there, and it's a massive big thing that you'd have to drill like probably a 20 mil hole, something like that, through the floor. So by cutting this cable, you can drill like a 4 mil hole, drop it through just near where the heater is going to sit, and then rejoin it like that, and it's a much easier way of doing it. Then you don't have another big hole through the floor of the van. So we have the hole drilled there. I've painted the metalwork, just waiting for that to dry. Then we're going to drop the heater in here and then mount it. Okay, so we've got the diesel heater here. It's mounted to the floor. We still need to tidy up and hoover all of this, everything. Drilled a small hole for the cable to go through for the pump. So the pump is mounted underneath. Haven't tidied all of this up yet because we're still just testing and making sure it's all working. Got the display going here, so obviously it's counting up. That's how long it's been going for. I don't know exactly what these signals mean, but we can see there the fuel pump is working. So it's just busy heating up and starting up now, making all the right noises. Haven't put the ducting in yet because we're going to make some changes to the door in here, but the fan is working. It's blowing currently cool air out of the end there, but so far so good. Sounds like it's trying to start the diesel engine in there up to start heating up. Okay, so here we are, folks. So this is the original tank that came with the heater, which we put in here just for testing purposes, but we're going to be changing this out with a different tank. So we've got one that will fit under the seat a bit more better. We'll make it a bit of a platform and make that easy to get to. Have a look at what we've got so far. So the heater has been winding in here, going nicely. So nice and warm, hot air coming through here. So we're going to put the ducting around. This door is on this cupboard is going to change slightly. So we're going to basically cut the door and then have a permanent closed off bit on the bottom here, which is where the heat will be, and we'll put the ducting and route that around from the heater coming out here just in the corner. For now we'll just leave it like that. Obviously the wire coming out from the pump is just coming through there. Just drilled a small hole, and then we have the wiring going through here to the electrical components in this cupboard here, and wired into the fuse block with its own fuse. I then passed the wire up behind this board here to put the controller for the heater just in here with the other electrical stuff. So that's looking pretty good. Pretty happy with where that is now. And under the van, this is the setup here. So we've got it coming through the floor there. We've sealed around just with Sikaflex. A lot of space between the exhaust and the rest of the bodywork there, so no risk of fire or anything like that. The exhaust is down and pointing out back like that at a bit of an angle, so it comes past the wheel. And then we've routed the fuel line around here. Going forward, we've got the pump mounted at an angle like that, so you're supposed to put it at an angle. I'm not sure exactly why, but it's meant to be more efficient that way. And then we've got the little filter thing there, and then the rest of the fuel line going all the way to coming under the seat, which you saw before. Obviously, when you're running a fuel line, you want to make sure that you avoid any sharp bits that could cut it or pierce it or anything like that, and also avoid anywhere where it'll come into contact with anything hot, so like the exhaust or anything like that. So pretty happy with how the install's gone. Secured all of this stuff, and yeah, it's looking pretty good. Mounted the fuel pump underneath the vehicle here just because it clicks, and we wanted to get rid of that noise. But yeah, overall pretty happy with how it's looking. All right, little update on this. So we've got the permanent tank that's going to live in here fitted. So it's just a little tank like this that's going to sit under the seat here. Just need to make a little platform for it to sit on, which will basically lift it right up into the corner there so that it's easy access to the filler port there. But yeah, looking pretty good. Pretty happy with how it's looking. And there we go, folks, all installed and ready to go. Just a few little bits and pieces to tidy up, and then obviously make the change to that cupboard door so that we can route the ducting in correctly there. But yeah, pretty stoked with how that turned out. Hopefully you got something out of this video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.